Okay, so today we'll see a new topic called the Flexbox. So Flexbox is a very important uh, property in, not a property, it is a feature, it is a concept in CSS. So this Flexbox contains a lot of CSS properties. Okay, so we'll see them one by one. But first, let us understand why do we need the Flexbox. Okay, so let's say, let me show you something like layouts. CSS. So if you go for some images, yeah. So these kind of images. So these image, this layout. Suppose I want a box like this. I have four boxes like this. So how do I create this? What I'll do is I'll put some width, like I can put for this main content. See, classes are given: main content class, sidebar class, twin, and twin. So I think you are familiar with classes. Class, using the class for styling. Are you familiar with it? How were you using the styles? Where were you writing the styles? CSS. Hello.
Yeah, not
Where were you
CST.
write? Uh-huh.
Inside HTML only.
Inside HTML in the head section or what?
Yeah, head section.
Okay, okay. So, so in the head section, were you not using classes like dot main content or something like that? Directly you were applying the CSS to H1, H2 like that, or were you using ID?
Hello.
Hello, I'm asking
Yeah,
something. I'm asking that were you using
yeah, we use
I
it. Yeah,
We
we
use
use
class type
class
ID.
names, ID names,
yes,
direct
yes,
elements.
that's what I'm asking. So for class we use this dot, isn't it? Can you see
Yeah,
this dot main content, dot sidebar, dot queen and dot queen? Okay. So these classes, for these classes, what we will do for this big box, we will put something like width is 65%. This one width we may put it as 30 or 35%. Okay, like that we can put different width and create this layout. But there is a problem uh, with the way we are creating this. The what we are doing is we are just putting with this percent, with that percent, like this. In the twin we can put with 50-50%, right? So what will happen, this layout, when I resize the window, what will happen, it may not always look proper. Okay, suppose I didn't use with percent, I used with 600 px, with 300 px, like that. If I use px for the width, what will happen, if I resize the window, the objects will not resize according to the window, isn't it? They will not be flexible. They will be like whatever size we have given, it will stay like that, isn't it? If the screen is resized, the shapes will not, the boxes will not resize according to the window. Okay, so for that what we have is, we have something called the flex box. In flex box, what will happen, the boxes will always be flexible containers. So what will happen, according to the screen width, it will adjust their width and height. Okay, let's see that. So first, let me create a file. So I'll name it as flexbox.html. Okay, we'll have the head section. Inside the head section, we'll have the style element. Were you using the style element, right? Inside the style, you were writing the styles, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now we'll see the different flex properties. Okay. So let me create something without the flex property and see what happens. Okay. So let's say I have a div, and this div I'll add some class. Class is equal to d1. Okay, like this I'll have three divs, d1, d2 and d3. Okay, so what I'll do is in the styles dot d1, for the first div I'll put some height. Okay, height is, let's say, 100 px, and width also. Width, should I put something, or let me write something inside the box? Okay, so let me write here first. Okay, so first one is d1, height is 100 px, and then background color is red. So this will repeat for all the boxes but with different colors. Background height, let it be 100 px. I'll just make it blue, and this one I'll give some other color like light. Okay, fine. So here it is second, and this one is third. So here I have not used any Flexbox properties. Here I have just used height and background color. Then what happens? Let us see. So where is this file? This is the file. Oh, what happened? So D1, D2, and D3. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Can you see the text? First, second, and third is written. So if we don't apply any, so normally if we create three divs, it will look like this. Why it is looking like this? Okay, so you have gone through inline block and all those things, right? Hello. Display inline block. Are you familiar with it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm asking. So you have completed already inline block, right? Display inline block, is it over?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So these divs are block level elements. That's why they are placed one after the other, right? So if we want to place side by side, we have to use inline block, isn't it? So even if we use inline block, they won't be what it is called flexible, like what I said when we resize the window. Okay, they will just be placed side by side, and whatever width we give, they will take only that width. Okay, so here what I'll do is, instead of using that inline block, we can use the Flexbox properties to make these flexible boxes which look like inline block. That means they will be placed side by side. So in order to place these divs side by side, either we can use inline block or we can use Flexbox, which is which is better than inline. Okay, so let me do one thing. How to use the Flexbox properties? So to use the Flexbox properties, whatever boxes we have, these are here, these are boxes. Somewhere it will be some divs, somewhere it will be some elements. Okay, any block level elements. Okay, so wherever we apply the Flexbox, first what we need to do is we have to what it is called, we have to have a parent element. Okay, so inside body we had these three elements. So first what I have to do is I have to create a parent element like this. So this parent element should have the all the other elements. Okay, so that means, can you see this? This div is the parent element, isn't it? So I'll name it as so here I'll give a class called parent. Okay, this is the parent element. It is having the three boxes. So now there will be no changes because that is not I have not changed any styles. Okay, okay, fine. So we have to apply the flex properties to the parent element. Remember, we have to apply the flex properties to the parent element, not to these boxes. Whatever styles will apply to this parent, it will be applied to all the children. That means it is actually applying to the whole box. Okay, whatever this box contains should become flexible. It's like that. Okay, so let me write some style here. Dot parent. So here what I'll do, one property you have already come to is the display properties, display inline block, display inline, display block we have seen. So there is one more value called display flex. Okay, so this display flex, where we are applying it to the parent element. So when we apply this, let's save this and go to the browser. What will happen is it has become like this. Can you see they are placed side by side? And let me show you something. When I make it so d1, d2, d3, right? So if I put it as let's say I put it with 100%. Okay, if I put with 100% to all of them, what will happen? They will not take the whole width. Okay, see this, they are automatically adjusting. Now let me resize the window. See, can you see they are adjusting according to the window size? Okay, when I increase the width, automatically the boxes are flexible. Okay, so this is known as this is known as the flex box display flex property. Okay, so it is automatically adjusting it. It has made the boxes flexible. Okay, okay, fine. This is the first property. Now there is one more property called flex direction. Okay, this flex direction property, what is happening here is, just like display, we have one flex direction property. So it takes four values, mainly four. There are a lot more, but we will discuss only four now. One is called a row, one is called column, one is called a row reverse, one is called column reverse. Okay, so what is happening? By default, flex direction is having the value row. Okay, that's why it is placed in a row, horizontally in a row. Okay, so if I put here flex direction row, it will not change anything, because already that is the default value for flex direction. Okay, you can see now there is no change. Can you see? So this is in the horizontal uh, direction. But if I want it in a vertical direction, for example, okay, what will happen? uh, then I have to write here column. If I write column here, it will be a column, vertical column, top to bottom. Okay, so I've saved this, go to the browser and reload. So okay, you can see it is looking like the normal without flex. Without flex, this was happening, right? So this is known as flex direction column. So it will always place the elements from top to bottom. Flex direction row will place the elements from left to right. Flex direction column will put the elements in top to bottom manner. Okay, now see the direction. When I'm saying top to bottom, it is coming first, second, third, isn't it? When I say left to right, it is coming first, second, third, from left to right. Can you see? First, second, third. Okay, now let's see what will happen if I put here row reverse. Okay, if I put flex direction row reverse, just save this, go to the browser, reload. Can you see it has reversed the direction? It is in the row direction, that is correct, horizontal, but it is reversed. First is coming in the right, so it is not left to right. Now it is a right to left, first, second, third. Okay, this is known as flex direction row reverse. Okay, in the same way we had flex direction column, right? Flex direction column was there, which is top to bottom, isn't it? First, second, third. Now if I put column reverse, what will happen? It will be bottom to top. Can you see? First, second, third, it is coming from bottom to top, not from top to bottom. So it is third, second, first. It looks like third, second, first. Okay, so this is what flex direction property helps us to do. Okay, you can change the direction, you can set the direction, you can play with the direction actually. Okay, using the flex direction property. Okay, now let us see some more properties. Now what we'll do is, we have the height as 100 px, and width also I'll put it as 100 px. That means it will become a square. Okay, So let me create 3 squares, and I'll put the flex direction property to default. So default, what is there? Default row is there. So this line, even if I don't write, the flex direction row will always be applied. Okay. Okay. So I'm creating 3 squares. You can see I have 3 squares, first, second, third in the flex direction row layout. So that is from left to right. Okay. Okay. Now where are these things placed? These are placed, that means the alignment is to the left. Can you see these boxes are not in the center or in the right side or anywhere else? It is at the left side, isn't it? The 3 boxes are at the left side. That means it is left aligned. So why this left align is happening? Because there is one more property known as the justify content property. Okay. So this justify content property has some values. So one of the values is responsible for placing them in the left. That is, because of that, one of the value, these boxes are left aligned, not in the center or in the right. Okay. So let's see. So by default, we have what was the property? It is the justify content. Okay. So the justify content property is having by default flex start. Okay. Because of which it is aligned to the left. So if I apply this, there will be no change. I'll show you, because that is the default value. Flex direction, justify content, flex start. Flex start is the default value. So even if I don't write this line, it will always be applied. Okay. Now let's see what are the other values we have. So here in Flexbox, we don't say left, right. Okay. Left is known as flex start for row. So it is at the starting, so it is known as flex start. Okay. If it is right side, that will be known as flex end, not right. Okay. So let me put it like that. Flex end. Okay. So if I write flex end here, what will happen? It will move to the right, like this. The direction is same, first, second, third, left to right only, but the alignment is changed now. Okay. So justify content is used for alignment, not for direction. For direction, we have flex direction property. For alignment, left, right. For the row, this is left, right. Okay. So for alignment, we have justify content property. Okay. Now we have seen flex start, flex end. What about in the middle? I want to have the things in the middle. So that is known as center. Instead of flex end, what I'll do is I write center. Okay. Justify content center. Now check what will happen. We have the elements in the center. Okay. So this is how you can center the elements in. So you may be facing some problem in creating the layouts when we were playing with creating some doing some assignment on div. You are unable to center the alignment in the align the center align the div. You are not able to align the div in the center. Some paragraph you have, some h1 tag you have, you are not able to place it in the center. You are doing margin left this, margin left, margin right that, or margin auto, something you are doing, but you are somehow managing to place it in the center. But see, I have not used any margin padding, nothing. I have done nothing. Just these two lines, display flex and justify content center, is enough to place any element in the center. Okay. No need to write all those things. That's why I said that flex is a very important concept in CSS. If you know flex, you will never use those margin left auto, margin right auto, margin left 55%, 65%. No, all those things are not needed. Okay. So this is how you can align the items in the left, right, and center for the row. Okay. Now let's see some. Now let's get back to the default value. What was the default value for justify content? It was flex start, right? So that is okay. Now it was initial position was like this. So it is in the left to right direction, first, second, third. What will happen if I put here row reverse? It looks like this, first, second, third. So here also, this is the default value. That's why we are not having anything. What will happen if I put it flex end? So for the row reverse direction, flex start is, see, for the row, for the flex direction row, flex start is left. For row reverse, flex start is right. Okay. So if I put row reverse and flex end, it will be totally opposite. You can see it has come to the right side and it is in the reverse direction, third, second, first, not first, second, third. Okay. This way. So row and row reverse is what it is reversing the direction. Now instead of flex end, if I put center, everything will be in the center but in a reverse direction, that is third, second, first, not in first, second, third. Okay, so this is how justify content center is working with row reverse. Okay, okay, fine. Now let's get back to our default value and change the direction to column. Column means top to bottom, right? So when we put like this coming top to bottom. But let me do one thing here. You won't be able to identify what is happening with justify content. So for that, what I'll do is I'll put a border for the parent. Okay, so I'll have one border so that you can understand what is the use of justify content in flex direction column. So just border 1px solid black. I'll put it as black border. Okay, now let me make the box bigger than this. Okay, let me put some height for the parent, very big box. I'll create a very big box. So height, now the height is how much? We have 100 px into 3, that is 300. So I'll make it around 500. Okay, yeah, now you can see the box is bigger. Inside the box we have the small boxes, small squares, first, second, third. Okay, so this is the flex direction column. Here what I'll do is, so this flex start, even if I don't write this line, you can see there is no change because that is the default value. It will always be there. So instead of flex start, I'll write flex end. What will happen if I put flex end? See, it has come to the bottom. Earlier it was at the top. So for the flex direction column, flex start is not left, flex start is top. Okay, for flex direction row, flex start means left. For flex direction column, flex start means top and flex end means bottom. Okay, and then what we have, if I put here center, it will come in the center like this, not at the top, not at the bottom, at the center. So earlier we have seen how to align the item in the horizontal way. Now we are centering the element in the vertical way. Okay, so two ways we have seen the centering. Okay, fine. Now again, let me go back to flex start and change the column to column reverse. Now what will happen in the column reverse? Flex start means bottom to top, so it will always look like this, isn't it? Now if I put flex end, it will come to the top, but in the reverse manner, third, second, first, not first, second, third. Okay, and we can again apply the center as well. So it will be in the center, but it is from bottom to top, first, second, third. Okay, okay, fine. That is about justify content, all those things. Okay, now these are, we have seen only the left, right and center, but we have a lot more properties here, values. We'll see them. but I'll not repeat it for all the row reverse, column reverse. You can see that on your own, but I'll show you only with the row. Okay, remaining row reverse, column and column reverse, you can experiment on your own. Okay, we will even share a documentation on this. I have prepared some notes on Flex, so in that you can clearly see what is happening. So now we will only follow the Flex direction row layout, row. Okay, that is from left to right, and we will experiment with all the Flex justify content properties. Okay, so in justify content, we have seen three values till now: flex start, flex end, and center. Only three. But now we'll see three more. Okay. So we have something called space between. Okay. Justify content space between. So remember, the flex direction is row and the justify content is space between. Now what will happen? Let's see. Can you see what happened? When I use the space between, space has come in between the boxes. The meaning of space between means I want space between the boxes. So that's why space has come between the boxes. Okay. Now there is something called, so this is very much needed if you want to place items along the width of the display. Okay. Then we have something called space around. Observe carefully what happens when I apply space around. Here we have space between the boxes, but now we have space around the boxes. Okay, not only between but around the boxes. Can you see the space what we have here before the red box? That space is double here. Can you see? If this is 5 centimeter, this one is 10 centimeter. Can you see? Again, whatever space is there after the third box, that is double here. That means these two spaces are double of what we have here. Okay, so this is known as space around. But if you think that, see, this is also useful, you can use it wherever you want. But if you think, if you want that, no, I don't want this kind of space, I want equal space in all the gaps. That means this gap and this gap is having more space, right? The starting and ending is having less space, but I don't want like this. I want equal space from all sides. Then what can I do? I can have here, instead of space around, I can have space evenly. So the thing will be, the space will be evenly occupied. Okay, let me save this, go to the browser and reload. Can you see? Now all the spaces are equal actually. Okay, the four spaces are now equal. Whatever space is before the first box, same space is after the first box, after the second box, after the third box. Okay, all spaces are equal. That's why it is known as space evenly. Okay, so what you can do is you can repeat all these things with other properties like this. You can check all these things in row reverse, what is happening. Okay, it is reversing. In column, what is happening? So check all the properties on your own. That will be a experiment for you. And what is happening in column reverse? Okay, mostly we'll be dealing with a row in real time, so that's why I'm showing you the row. Okay, but don't worry, we'll share one documentation where recently I have written all the properties for row reverse, what will happen, for column reverse, what will happen, space evenly, what will happen with row reverse, column reverse, space between, what will happen with row reverse, column reverse. Everything I have written down on in a documentation, as a documentation. Okay, so don't worry. So we have seen about the row now. Okay, fine. Now we'll see something more different, that is known as, the property that we'll be using now is called align items. Okay, it is known as the align items property. What do we do with that? So for that, let me change some of the styles. So what I'll do is I'll change the heights. Okay. So height, first box, I'll make it as 300 px. Second one as 150 px. And third one, I'll make it as 200 px. Okay. Now just see what happens. So what I'll do is I'll justify content. What I'll put it in the center, no problem. Okay. So justify content center I have applied. So it looks like this. Because of the different widths, the different height, the boxes are getting different height. That is okay. And what I have applied here, I have applied flex direction row. So that's why the direction is left to right. And the second property I have used is justify content center. That's why they are in the center, not at left or right. Okay. So this is how they look like. So if you observe one thing, it is all the boxes are sticking to the top. It is not coming to the center or bottom or anything. Okay. So that is also because of another property that is known as the align items. So align items is having a default value of flex start. So align items is having flex start. So if I apply this property, there will be no change because that is the default value. Okay. So for align items, flex start means top. Okay. So it is sticking to the top. Now let me apply flex and everything will come to the bottom. Okay. And if I apply instead of flex and if I enter center, it will come to the middle and it is aligned in the center in an equal manner. The boxes are not coming up, down or something. Everything is in the center. So this is also a very important property. So now if you observe what is happening, the three boxes are vertically also centered and horizontally also centered. Can you see? It is centered from both directions, in the left and right. Horizontally it is in the center, vertically also it is in the center. How did I do that? That is because of these two properties. So whenever you want to center any element inside a bigger box, inside any parent, you always use these two properties. First, you have to apply display flex, then you have to apply justify content center and align item center. Automatically, automatically the box or element will come to the center. You don't need to apply any margin, padding, anything. Okay. So here you can see I have never used any margin anywhere. Okay, no margin, no padding, nothing. Only height width is there, and I've used these three properties. Flex direction row is default. You can remove this. Even if you remove this, there will be no change because it is already in the row direction. So these three properties are enough to center a div or center any element inside a parent. Okay, this is how you center something. So from now on, what you try to do is wherever you want to center the elements, don't use those margin padding, whatever you were using earlier. Always try to use flex. So if you, and a flex is something which needs practice. Okay, it will not come in one day. You need to continuously keep on practicing the flexbox properties. Only then you can you will be familiar with this. Initially it is very confusing whether I should use justify content or I should use align items. I don't know what to use. I should use flex start or I should use flex end, because many things are similar here. If I apply align item flex start, then also it is going to the top. If I apply flex direction column and apply justify content align flex start, then also it is going to the top. So there are a lot of confusion in this properties. Actually, many things are looking similar, but they are not same. Actually, it looks similar, so you will be very much confused in the beginning, but if you keep on practicing, so then you will be familiar with this. And once you are familiar, you will never try to use other properties. Actually, you will always like flex. because using Flex, you can create any layout in the whole world. Whatever websites we have, everything can be done using Flex. There is no need to do all those. So using Flex, what it does is it will reduce much more styling. Okay. Okay. Fine. Again, align items center with flex direction row reverse, column reverse. I have not discussed. I have discussed only with row. So those things you can do, try on your own, and also those things are there in the documentation, whatever what I will share. Okay, so everything is this plus discussed there. You can go through that and try to create some layouts. Okay, fine. So I think this much is necessary for now. We'll try to practice some layouts now. Okay, we'll try to create some navbars and all those things using the whatever knowledge we have till now. So till now we have used four properties: display flex, one is display flex, one is the flex direction. So flex direction, what I have used here, this is row, so that is the default value. Then justify content center and align. So justify content and align items. So these using these four properties, whatever we can do, we'll try to do now. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me create a new file. Okay, so let me make it as navbar. So I'll try to create a navbar using the flex properties. Okay, and the other properties like margin, padding, all those things we'll use only if needed. Okay, we'll max try to do it without margin and padding, but if needed we'll use it. Okay, otherwise we'll not use it. If needed we will place some margin padding somewhere. Okay. Okay, fine. So if we go to Google and search for some nav bars, how do they look like? They look like this. Can you see this? They look like this. Any more nav bars are there? Yeah, this is one of the nav bars. You can see something is on the left, many things are on the right, like that. Okay. Yeah, you can see everything. The nav bar is coming to the right side. This place is empty. Can you see? So we'll try to create these kind of nav bars. Okay, fine. So I'll close this tab and yeah, start writing the code. Okay, so let me create an app bar. What will happen here? I'll have one UL. Inside the UL, I'll have some li. Okay, so let me create home, products, contact us, about us, something like that. Okay, four links, four items in the navbar. So I want four. Okay, so home, let's say products, contact us, and about us. Okay, so how does this look like? It looks like this because it is UL. I have created UL. Now let me remove the bullets. In the UL, list style type is none. The moment I apply this, what will happen? The dots will be gone. Okay. Now, how do I place them side by side? We used display inline block earlier, isn't it? But now we will not use that. We'll use display flex for the UL. Okay. So in the UL, what I'll do? I'll apply display flex. The moment I use display flex, they come side by side like this. Okay. Now, if I want to place it from left to right, all in the, end to end, then what do? I write something like this, display flex, and then justify content space between. If I apply this, what will happen? It will come like this: home, product, contact us about. Okay, this is a simple navbar. So we can apply some background color here. Background color is some light blue. Sorry. So it is looking like this. Okay. Now, if you need, you can add some padding. Okay. So let's say I have some padding, which is like 20 px. So what will happen? It will become bigger like this. So this is an navbar we have here. Now we'll try to change the layout. That means we'll try to change the position of the links: home, product, contact us, and about us. So what we'll do, suppose I want all these things in the beginning. Let's say home, products, contact us, about us to the left side, and I want one login button at the end. Let me show you something like this. I have one login button here. Okay, but I don't want this much of gaps here, and I want the login only at the end. So what I'll do, I'll remove this justify content. Okay, what I'll do is I'll place some margin between all the elements. Okay, so that there will be small gaps, not big gaps like whatever was happening with space between. Okay, I'll try to create small gaps. So these are li, right? So in the li, I'll put some margin. So top margin, I'll put it as 0, top and bottom. Left and right, I'll put it something like 20 px. All right. Margin 0, 20 px. Okay, so it is looking like this. So this is how actually navbars will look like. Proper navbars are like this. Okay, this is looking fine, but what I want is, I want this login. I don't want the login here. I want the login in the right side, extreme right. Okay, not here. Then what do I do? Okay, so for that, what we have to do is we have to apply a property called margin left auto. But remember one thing, margin left auto will never work if you don't use display flex. Okay, margin left auto will only work if you use display flex. Okay, so I'll put a class in the login. So class is, let's say it will be at the right. So I'll put it as right. Class is right. So dot right. Here what I'll apply, margin left auto. What will happen? It will move to the right like this. You can see the login has come here. Okay, and the remaining all are at the left side. So this is how you can create navbar layout. Okay, fine. Anything else can be done here? No, it's okay. Fine. Home, product, contact us, about us. Okay, fine. So now let's say I have this home, right? This home, I want to make it big. Like I don't want to use the word home. Let's say I want to give the name of my website here. Suppose Edupoly. I want to write here Edupoly in a big font, and instead of home, that will be the home link. Okay, so then what I'll do, instead of home, I suppose I have one h1, and inside the h1 I write Edupoly. Okay, so it will look like this, isn't it? Edupoly is coming, and then the other links are there, but they are not aligned in the center. Can you see? They are coming up down. Some things are up, some things are down, isn't it? So for that, we'll use the align items property that we have seen. So along with display flex, I'll use align items center. What will happen? Now it will be aligned to the center. Can you see? Everything is aligned to the center. Now, but the box has become very big. Can you see? If you inspect this Edupoli word, you can see that it has some margin top and bottom. Can you see? We can remove that margin top and bottom. Okay. So in the H1, what I'll do is in the H1, I'll remove the margin top and bottom. So I'll write margin directly 0. Now the width will become less. So this is looking nice now. Okay. The link is big. So I can change the color of this H1. Color is some shade of red, but it will be different. Something like this. Okay. Now you can see it is coming here. It is big, but it is center aligned. Everything is aligned properly. Okay. These things are coming to the left. This thing is coming to the right. So this is how you can create navbar layouts using Flexbox properties. So what are the properties that we used here? We have used display flex and align item center. That's it. We didn't use anything else. The remaining are only basic styling like padding, color, and all those things. Without these also it will look the same. Okay, but just for adding the color we did that. Okay, now this is a horizontal navbar. Now let us try to create a vertical navbar. Okay, how do I create a vertical navbar? Let's see how to do that. Okay, so I'll create another file, that is vertical nav.html. Okay, head, inside head style, after head body. Okay, so here we'll create a vertical navbar, right? So we'll not create a div like this, we'll create a vertical div. So how do I do that? So I'll have one div. So in the earlier case I used ULLI, right? Here also you can use ULLI, but now let me create something without ULLI. Okay, you maybe you can use, I mean, sometimes you may use ULLI, sometimes you may not use ULLI. Anything can be done, right? So I'll create this without ULLI. You can do this using ULLI also. Practice it using ULLI, but now I'll do it without ULLI. So I'll create just a div. Okay, so this div, what will happen? Inside this div, we'll have different boxes. Okay, so I'll name it as the parent. So not the parent, let me give some proper name like nav bar. Okay, in the styles we'll have dot nav bar. Okay, whatever style we want to write, we will write here. So in the nav bar, I want to create the vertical box. Okay, so the width should not be more, right? So I'll create the width as 150 px. I'll put the width as 150 px and I'll give some border. Border is 1 px solid, some color like T. Okay, and height, what will happen if I put 100%? Do you know what happens when I put 100% height? It is taking the height of the display. Okay, so it may go down as well. If the content is big, it will go keep on increasing. It will be scrollable. Now it is not scrollable because we don't have any content in the page. Okay, fine, that is fine. Now let's try to create something inside the box. Okay, so what will happen is, so let me create more divs. I have one div, so 2 3 4. Okay, so I have Edu Poly here, I have services, I have about us, and contact us. So how does this look like? It looks like this. Okay. So now if I apply display flex to this, what will happen? Display flex. It will come side by side. Okay. Because the flex direction is row, isn't it? By default, the flex direction is row. That's why it is coming side by side, but I want it from top to bottom. Then I will use the flex direction column. Flex direction column. Okay. It will come top to bottom. Again, back to normal, but now they are flexible. When I don't use the display flex, it is not flexible. Okay. So now we can start applying the styles. So what I'll do is I'll place it from top to bottom, not like what we did for the horizontal navbar. I'll have it from end to end. So what I do is I apply justify content space between. Okay. If I do like this, it will come like this. Okay. And then and apply something like align item center. Okay, everything is in the center. Okay, fine. Now okay, so instead of space between, I think actually I can use the space around. That will look proper. Yeah, this is looking proper. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to the navbar and apply all those colors and all. So background color is same color. I'll put. It is looking like this. So and then if I apply color white, will the text color change to white? Yes, text color has changed to white. Now we can use some what it is called hover effect. I don't know whether you are familiar with hover and all. Let me show you that first. So each element, what are these elements? I'll give some class for this. Okay, I'll name it as nav item. So this class I'll have it for all the boxes, all the links. Okay, so this nav item, let me show you something. Nav item. If you apply border, you can see the actual boundary of the element. I'll just put the border for now just to show you. Later on I'll remove it. 1px solid black just to see the border. So the borders, can you see, it is very small, it is not big, it is sticking to the text. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll apply some padding for them. Okay, so in the nav items I'll apply some padding. So padding, let's say from the top we can put more, no problem, but from the left we should make it less. Okay, so around 20px, and so I can put 20px from all sides actually. Okay, these are the boxes. Okay, now fine. Now what I can do is I'll use some hover effect. When I put my mouse over the box, the background color should change, something like that. Okay, we'll try to do something like that. So now we know how much padding is there. Now I can remove the border. Okay. Just to show you, I added that. Now I don't need the border. Okay, now so these nav item, when I put my mouse over, I want some style. So that is used for that we use the hover class is known as hover. Dot nav item colon and then hover. Okay, when I hover my mouse, what should happen? They should have background color something else. So let me make it a lighter one, something like this, and the text color I will change it to some red kind of color, but something like this. Okay, fine. Okay, save this, go to the browser and reload. Now you can see if I put my mouse over it, can you see? Can you see the change? The background color of the nav item is changing and the font color is also changing. So this way you can create the this kind of hover effect. Okay, when I put my mouse, the text color is also changing and the background color is also changing. Okay, let me put it as a red only. No need to do like that. This red is better. Yes. Okay, now you can apply some rounded border to the this white colored, whatever this light colored the background is. So what I'll do, nav item padding 20 px I have added. I can apply border radius, let's say 20 px. Okay, so what will happen now? We have rounded borders like this. Maybe 10 is better. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you can create vertical nav bars. Again, here also, what properties we have used? We have used display flex, the flex direction column, justify content space around, align item center. So we have used four flex properties for the vertical navbar. Okay, so these are some of the use cases of the Flexbox. Okay, but not only these, actually flex can be used for any kind of layout. Whatever layouts we see, we have seen some for the body part. Let's say we have seen this, right? Layouts, CSS. So for all these things, flex can be used. Okay, so we'll see some of them because these are just boxes, right? I don't want to practice these boxes now. I want to go to some real website kind of thing and try to create those things. Okay, how to create something more real which looks better, that kind of things we'll try to create using the flex properties. Okay, so first we have seen this horizontal navbar where we align the text and left, right, top, bottom we have done, and we have done the vertical navbar as well. Okay, fine. Now let's close all these things and create a new file. So in that file, what we'll be doing is we'll try to create something like this. See this, this one. Can you see this? First, we'll try to create a layout like this. So here, what we are doing here also, we are having this hover effect, right? We are having the nav items to the right side and the Edupoly logo or main button, main home button in the left side. Okay, so this can be easily done using the flex properties, and we are having one h1, one h3 or something. These are in the center. So I'm using flex to center the elements, or you can use text align center also. But as we are working with flex, I'll only use flex properties instead of text align center. Also, we can use flex properties, and we are having one image which is coming in the center as well. Okay, so we'll just try to create this, and we'll add more things to the bottom of this. First, we'll create this layout. Then what we will do is, then we will add one more thing like something like this in the after that image, main image. This image after below this image here in the bottom, I'll try to add this layout. Okay, so let's start to create this thing. Okay, first let me create the navbar. Okay, so this is the original image. I'll put it as, so what I'll do is I'll not open it here, I'll open it in another browser, let's say in Mozilla. Okay, I'll put this in Mozilla. So in Mozilla this page is open, and in Chrome I'll be doing the practice. That means I'll try to create a copy of this. Okay, fine. So let me create another file. So what will be this? This is something called, I'll just name it as Flex website, because I'm using Flex to create a website. So I'm naming it as Flex website. Okay, fine. HTML, and these images we can take from here directly. We can copy this, save images, and we can get the image. So that is not a problem. Okay, HTML will have the head, have your style, then we'll have body, okay. So in the body, first what we'll try to do is we'll try to create the navbar. Okay, so let me take a navbar first, one UL. Okay, inside the UL we'll have some allies, isn't it? In the original image you can see we have how many allies? One is the Edupoly, two is the home, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 8 allies, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so ally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first one is a bigger box, like a bigger font. So I'll put it as H1. Okay, the H1 I write Edupoly. Second one is home. Third one is about features screenshot. About features screenshot, team pricing and contact. Team pricing and contact. Okay, fine. This is the basic layout for the navbar. So how does it look like? What is that? Yeah, so it is looking like this. So now let's add the normal styles to remove the bullets and make it horizontal. Okay, so first what do I do? In the style, first I'll apply the for the UL I'll apply display flex, then I'll apply list style type none. So how does it look like? It looks like this, and they are not aligned in the proper manner. So I'll apply align item center. Align item center. Okay, fine. But there is more gap again for the because of the H1. So I'll apply H1 margin 0. Okay, fine. That is done. Now what I'll do is, if you see the original image here, the Edupoly was on this side and these were on the right side. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll apply that margin left auto to this home element so that everything will move to the right. Okay, so where is that home element? This is the home element. Okay, in that home, let me have a class here. Class is equal to something like nav start, so it is starting from here. Okay, in the nav start I'll apply the nav start, I'll apply that margin left auto. Okay, margin left auto. Save this, go to the browser and reload. So everything has gone to the right side now. Okay, fine. Now we don't have any gaps between the li, that means the items, so we'll apply the margins as we have done earlier. We applied margin to place them with some gap, isn't it? So here the li, what I'll do is I'll apply some margin. So top margin I don't want, so I'll put it as top, as bottom I'll put it as 0, left and right I put it as 10 px, and also I'll add some padding for them, something like 10 px, 20 px. Okay, and I'll make it bold. Okay, bold text. So how do I put bold text? We have font weight bold. Okay, so just save it, go to the browser, reload it. Now they are looking like this. Okay, so all the li is getting font weight bold. That means this is also li, so this is also getting the bold. So all of them are bold now. Okay, fine, that's fine. Now is it looking similar to this? Yeah, it is almost similar to this. Okay, but we have the hover effect here, can you see, which we don't have in our application, in our website. So we'll add this hover effect as well. So in the li hover, what I'll apply, I'll just change the color to some lime kind of green or lime green. Okay, fine, little bit darker green. So you can see now it has changed the color as well. Okay, fine. Now you can see here some the font style is different. Okay, all the fonts are looking different. I'll change the font style as well. Okay, so we have one universal selector known as star. Okay, the star, whatever style I apply, it will be applied to the whole page. Okay, so I'll use the font family property. In the font family we have a lot of font styles. Okay, so I'll go with something like Lucida Sans, this one. Okay, so this one I saved this, go to the browser. This is not the one, this is the one. So here we can see the font has changed. Now you can see the both the font are same. Can you see? Both are same. Okay, fine. That means our nav bar is complete. Okay, now we'll go to the second part, that is these things. Okay, we'll try to center all those things. Okay, fine. So for these, what do I have? For these things I need one h1. Okay, I need one h1. Again, what I'll do is I'll not use a text align center here. We'll try to use the display flex. Okay, so for using display flex we want one parent. We always need a parent. Inside the parent the h1 should be there. In the same way for this line as well, I'll have one parent. Inside the parent I'll have this h2 h3 whatever I want. Okay, so first let me create one parent div. So this ul is complete, then I'll have one div here. Okay, so this div will be the parent, so I'll name it as something like head. Okay, inside the head I'll have the h1, which is having class as heading, or yeah, heading is fine. And here I'll write welcome to Poly. Okay, now how does it look like? It looks like this. Okay, I want it in the center. I want the font size bigger than this font size. Okay, because both are h1, so they are looking the same. So I'll try to increase the font size of this one out as well. Okay, so first let me center it. For centering, first I have to apply the what it is called, flex and all. So head, in the head I'll apply display flex. Okay, then justify content center. Okay, the moment I apply this, it will come to the center. Okay, then what can be done? This heading, this class is having, and this is having a class called heading. So to this heading, we have to increase the size and also the color as well, isn't it? Because the color is something like green, it is not black. Okay, so in the heading class, we'll make the modifications. The heading, first I'll change the font size. Font size, let me put it as 40px. And color as the same color that I use here, lime green or something. Okay, so now it is looking like this. Okay, that's fine. Now the second part, that is the subheading that we have here, this part. Okay, again for this I'll create another div like just like this. Div is, let's say, subhead. Inside the subhead I'll have one h3, let's say a little bit smaller, h3 class is equal to subheading. And in subheading, what do I write? We write creating websites with Flexbox. Okay, fine. So how does it look like? Looking like this. So again, we have to apply the style, same style that we had applied for the head. Okay, so instead of creating again some styling block, what we can do, same in the head, whatever we had given, we'll also add the dot subhead. Okay, because these are the same styling we need for them. So save this, go to the browser, reload. It is coming here, but here the color is little bit gray. Can you see? So you can change the color for subheading. Okay, so what is the subheading? Okay, subheading color, I'll make it something like gray. Okay, fine, that is fine. Now what is the next target? Next target is to place this image. Okay, so I'll take copy this save image as, and I'll save it in our folder. Okay, what is the folder? Yeah, I'll save it here. Okay, fine, it is done. You can see the images here, hero image.png. We have the image here. We'll place this image first. Okay, first we have to place the image, then we have to center it again. Okay, so instead of that, I'll have the div. In the div, what you can do is class is maybe image, and inside the thing I'll use the image. So image src will be, what is that image? Hero image.png. Hero hyphen image.png. Okay, fine. Now save this, go to the browser. It is at the left side, so we'll center it. So again, this class also will add it to this part, dot image. So now everything will be in the center. Okay, I hope it's done. Both are looking the same. Okay, now what we'll try to do is we'll try to add some more layouts below this image. Okay, so we had some screenshots. We'll try to implement that after the image. Okay, so what screenshots we had? Okay, we have some these kind of layout. Okay, fine. But before that, before going into this bigger layout, let me create a small layout. Okay, I don't know how much time will be left, so let me create a small layout using these. I have some small images like this. Okay, using these images, we'll try to create a single line layout, and then we'll create that bigger layout after that. Okay, so what I'll do is, wait, just give me a second. Yeah, so just after the image, after this image, I want one horizontal layout that, one second. Yeah. So what I can do is, here after the image, I'll create one div which will also be flexible. Okay, so class is equal to some, what it is called, cards. Okay, so cards will also have this kind of thing, flex behavior. So I'm adding it here, cards. Okay, inside the cards we'll have some divs. Okay, fine. So inside these divs, what will be there is, we have some image here. Let me bring those images first. I have three images: asteroid, cloud, and planet. Okay, we'll use those to display something like this. Not four. So here we have 4 items in 2 lines, but we'll create 3 items in 1 line first. Okay, later on we'll try to create this. Okay, fine. And in some boxes, not like this, not just without any border, anything, not like that. We'll have some borders. Okay, okay, fine. So this div, so how many divs we'll have? We'll have 3 divs. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, each div will have one image and one some text. Okay, fine. So first the image will be first the, let's say, this cloud image. I'll put cloud.svg. Okay, and after the cloud image we'll have some text. So let's say we have one h4. Okay, so we'll write something like introducing html or something, some text just for writing, and some paragraph here. What I'll put learn html in very easy steps. Okay, so this is one div. Okay, again we'll have another div, again we'll have another div. So the same things will repeat for the other divs, but with some other image and other text. Okay, so one was cloud, second one I can put it as this planet. Okay, planet image is there, planet.svg, planet. And the third one, what is there? Asteroid. Okay, just for time being I'm using this. So introducing css, so learn css for beautiful designs, and introducing javascript, or I will write js. Learn js for interactive websites. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's see how this thing is looking like now, because the images will be very big, text will, and these divs will come one after the other, isn't it? So let's check this, how this is looking like. You can see it is looking like this. Okay, as I have already applied the flex to the div cards, the cards already flex is applied, so it is not coming one after the other, so that's why it is coming side by side. But they're not properly organized. Now we have to utilize the flex properties to align them properly. Okay, first let us resize the images. Okay, these images are very big. If you see how much big they are 242 into 242, something like that. This of that pixels. So inside the cards, whatever images are there, I'll resize those. Okay, so dot cards img, so width could be like 40 px. Let's see. Yeah, images are small now. Let me make it 100. Yeah, they're nice now. Okay, now let me apply border to this class boxes. Okay, so what are these this parent class is cards, so this class will be card. Okay, so card card, so I'll apply this to all the cards. Okay, so this to this card, first I'll apply a border just to see the boundary. Later on I'll remove the border, or I'll change the border later on with some other color. So card border is 1px solid black. Okay, so they are looking like this. Okay, fine. What we can do is we can add some space between the cards, isn't it? So instead of applying margin to all the cards, let me put margin only to the middle card. In the middle card, I'll apply margin from all sides, or something like that. Okay, let me do one thing. To the whole division, that is this cards division, we have on cards, right? This cards division, I'll apply some top border, top margin top. Okay, so dot cards apply margin top, let's say 30 px. Okay, so we'll get a gap like this in between the image and the box. Okay, now we'll apply margin left right to this box, second box. So I'll name it as card middle. Okay, in this middle I'll apply the margin left right. So top margin I don't want, and the left and right, let me put something like 30 px. Yeah, 30 px is fine. Okay, so they have got some gap between them. Okay, now we'll try to, oh, okay, let me make it more, not 30, maybe 50. Yeah, fine. Now we have to add the padding inside the box, because there is no gap between this border and this text, isn't it? So I'll put some padding. What is that? That is card actually. So in the card, I'll add some padding like 20 px. Okay, now they're looking nice, little bit. Then now we have to align the items. Okay, fine. So what can be done? Everything should be aligned to the center, right? So what I can do is I can apply flex direction column to all these things, and then I can align the items. Okay. Let me see that. And these things are okay, fine, but this text is looking less smaller than these, right? Because these are paragraphs. So I'll make it more bigger. Instead of H4, I'll create H2. Okay, fine. Okay. So now to this card. In this card, I have to apply display flex. The moment I apply display flex, what will happen? See, they will come side by side, but this is not what I want. So that's why I'll again apply flex direction column. So it will come top to bottom again, but they are aligned to the left, isn't it? That means they are not aligned in a proper way. So what I'll do is justify content. Is justify content necessary or align items necessary? Align items is necessary. So align items center. So now see, they have come to the center, isn't it? They're looking nice now. They're placed like that. Okay, but now let's see, there are some gaps here. Why is that gap coming? We have to check that. Because H2 is having some margins. Okay, so we have to, if you want, you can reduce those margins, but if it is okay, then we can leave it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll change the margins. I'll make it less. Okay, it is too much. So how much margin is there? Actually, it is having some, yeah, around 10 px or something. It is there. Okay, I'll make it less. So these are all H2, right? So in the H2, I'll make the margin top and bottom as 10 px and left and right 0. No need. Okay, now the space is reduced. Now it is looking fine. 20 px padding is from all sides. Okay, fine. Now what can be done here? These borders, we can change it. So where was that border? Border 1 px solid black I wrote. Border radius I can add something like 10 px. It looks like this. Okay, then there's a property called box shadow. Okay, see this box shadow. This box shadow, not this, wait. So there are some different proper box shadow is not there. Okay, fine, no need. We'll make it as a gray border. Okay, let's say gray border. Okay, fine, that is fine. Or one thing can be done, that is initially there won't be any border. Okay, when I hover over the card, only then the border will come. That is better. Yeah, see this. Okay, so when I hover over it, the border is coming. Can you see? So this is a better layout. Okay, okay, now I think this is done. Now what we can do is we can move on to the second part. So What is the second part? The second part is I want to add something like this after this layout. So this is a simple layout that we create. Okay, but now I want something more. I want something like where did it go? Yeah, I want something like this. Okay, I want eight things, four in one line, four in one line. How do I do this? Okay, same thing we have to do, but with some more just same thing we need to repeat, but I just want to show you more practice. That's why I'm showing you that. Okay, so we'll add some heading now. Then where was our website? So here, after this we'll add one heading. Let's say so this card is ending here. These are the cards. So we'll create a div here. Okay, so class is equal to some, I'll name it as features. Okay, just for the time being. So in the features, what we'll have, we'll have one heading. Okay, h2 will have one heading h2, and then in h2 also I'll have it inside another div. Okay, so class is equal to feature head. Okay, so here I'll write amazing features, something like this. So feature head also I'll put it there in the flex center thing so that it will be in the center. Okay, so amazing feature is coming in the center. Okay, fine. Now inside this, after this I'll create those cards. So for the cards I'll just copy this line, whatever we have done earlier, same thing we'll do. Okay, but we'll have now more things, like we'll have another card here. Okay, angular, learn angular for angular framework for SPA. Okay, so here we can add another image, like we'll get the angular image, no issue. So we'll save it in our folder. ng dot png. So how does it look like? So it is looking like this. Can you see? It is looking like this. Four things are coming in one line. Okay, then we can add one more copy of this cards. This whole row will create it once again. Okay, so here we can add more things. React is done, then something like Node.js. Then Firebase. I'm just adding some images, that's it. So here in this next line, what we'll do, we'll create react.png. Then we had node.png. Then we had firebase.png, and one more we want. So we'll take maybe GitHub. GitHub.png. Okay, fine. Now see. Now okay, fine. So now the cards are ready. Okay, but now you can adjust the spaces between them. See, they are sticking to each other. Let me show you what is happening. Here, what was there? Here in the middle, we added margin left, right, isn't it? But now this one is again the middle, so that class is again applied. So what I'll do is I'll remove that middle class. Okay, here also middle is there. In the beginning one we need it, that is different. This one we need the middle, but here we don't need the middle. Okay, in these two divs we don't need the middle. Okay, now you can see they're placed side by side, but you can have some margins, or you can apply the space around, that will, or space evenly, that will look more better. Okay, so let me apply that. So in the cards, where is this? So these are the bigger cards, isn't it? So these are features. In the features we had, first div was cards, second div is amazing features. Yeah, so in the features we'll name it as feature cards. Okay, feature cards, or what was applied to the cards first. Let me check that. So cards, there was no flex, or is it used flex? Okay, flex was given. Justify content center was applied. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll create new classes. So inside the features we'll have feature cards. This is first div, and second div is also feature cards. The moment I apply this, the previous styles will go. Okay, so you can see now there are no styles here. Okay, so now we'll write the same styles again, but with some modifications. Earlier, the cards, what were they having? They were having display flex and justify content center. But now we'll not have display justify content center. We'll have justify content space around. Okay. So, and margin top, all those things were there. Border radius. This is card. So for the cards, whatever things were there, we have to think about that. So first thing is this block, second thing is this block, third thing is this block. These things we have to rewrite again. Okay, fine. So dot feature cards display flex justify content space around, and then margin top was there, so I'll apply margin top as well. Margin top 30 px, and lastly we had the image width. Okay, so dot feature cards ing will be width. How much did I add earlier? Width was 100 px. Okay. Okay, fine. Now everything will be fine. Okay, you can see first box was something like this. Here we didn't use anything for spacing. We used directly the margin on the middle box. In the middle box, what we did was we added left margin and right margin. But now we are not using any margin property. But even then we are getting the gap between these things. How we are getting? By using the justify content space around property. Here we didn't use the justify content space around. We use justify content center. That's why these three boxes are coming in the center. The left and right, we have some gaps. But here we are not using justify content center. We are using justify content space around. So that's why they are arranged in this manner. Okay. I think this is looking better. Okay. Okay, then that's it for today. So this, try to create this website. Okay, so watch the video again and try to create this layout on your own. Okay, fine. And we just change this text. Okay, we wrote some, what did I write here? Learn CSS for beautiful designs, JS for this. Then I added feature head introducing HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular, React. I wrote React, so right here React JS. Learn React JS library for UI. Okay, introducing Node.js. Learn Node.js for backend. Introducing Firebase. Learn Firebase for database. Introducing GitHub. Learn GitHub for version control. Okay, fine. Everything is fine now. So this way you can create the things. Okay. Okay, then I'll end the class here for today. We'll see more things later on. Okay. Okay, then fine. Thank you.